Guess I'll have to, I can't see them on my regular program, so I'm gonna have to improv here. I don't like doing it this way, but if it's the only way it'll work. Alright. I caught that. It's gonna make things a bit trickier that this website isn't working properly. But it's not the fault of Twitch as much as it is the fault of Restream, which is the program I use to actually stream to multiple platforms. It decided last minute it wanted to adjust to have me relog into everything. Just send them to the Twitch. I've got a thing going for it. As long as you can hear me, that's all that matters. Because I can't stretch myself between 9 different platforms right now. Because there are 9 of them going right now. That's not an exaggeration. Yes. Yes, it did. As long as you can hear me, we should be good. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Alright, so I'm gonna say this might take us another 30 minutes. That being said, like I said earlier, I'm not expecting you to worry about the $30 until they're done, but the 35 USD is still, I still need to see that before I can send these over. Because there's 2 separate prices, if that makes sense. I did. I'm just zoned out slightly because I'm trying to kind of get the flow of the hair right here. Because I want to start shading her in a minute. Yeah. It's not, again, I'm not doing that to pressure you. It's because there are other people on here, on the YouTube end, who are asking me how I set things up. Normally when I do these, it's like set up differently, so they're a bit confused. I just want to get the details of this kind of set up. And no need to apologize. Okay, I gotta find the shoe reference. Wow, there's 6 of you over on YouTube. I know at least one of you was a bot based on what you're posting, but thank you for coming, everybody else. I haven't heard this song in years. Wow. I feel like I should appreciate it more, but I'm also like, Thank you for asking about my eyes. They're doing much better. I still have moments, but they're getting there. I very much appreciate you asking. To the person over on YouTube who asked. I think my next appointment for that is in January. Not bad. Get some texture on in a second. I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you mean just wait until I have my next stream, I mean, sure. But it's gonna not start till Sunday. Just so you're aware. Because this will be done shortly. And unless you want to stay up late. Yeah, it is. Like, I'll be up late, but Unless you want to hang out late, I totally get it. Which one do I want to use? These are really standing out. Yeah, sure, by all means. I think this one's kind of fuzzy. Yeah. Yeah, it gives nice subtle fuzzy vibes. Thank you to the person who donated $5 to have me draw my favorite character. I appreciate it. We are Erwin fans in this house, and I will draw him any chance I get. It'll be Sunday. I'm not quite sure what time yet. Oh, no, it won't be Sunday. You know what? I'll do it Friday. I'll be away most of Sunday. I don't think it'll be till very late Sunday if I do it Sunday. Like, maybe not till 9. So, there will be a stream Sunday, I just don't know what time. It definitely will be very late, though. Perfect. I will do it Friday, 8 p.m. to, I don't know, like 9? No, not 9. We'll go 8 to 11. Because that's technically when I get off work. Yeah, sure. Yes, we'll start at 8 when I get off work, and we'll go till 11. Come on, but you can't hide. Out of my head, of my heart, of my mind. Okay. Gotta figure out what I'm doing wrong with this shoe. It's like obvious to me what I think is the issue. But just because I think it's the issue doesn't mean it's gonna be resolved as easily as I think. My head, my heart, my mind. My head off my heart, off my mind. 'Cause you can run but you can't hide. I'm gonna make you mine. Off my head, off my mind. 'Cause you can run but you can't hide. that bad. Yeah, it's pretty good. Ooh, that's a good song. Send out the house, leave behind the door. It's just for fun. And a power times. Really. Oh no, it's alright. It's just angling the foot. Making sure it doesn't look like the ankle's broken, you know? Like this clock, buy into a soul, and oh, sweet, nobody else. Some consequence. I want to try to keep these loose because they are sketches, and I think that's half of the appeal that people have with the idea of sketches. From ourselves. Oh no, I'm keeping them loose. The opposite. Because here's our progress so far, it's just her. But it doesn't look too bad. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Switch texture brushes now that we're done the diffloofs. Use something smoother. Gotta get rid of all diffloofs. Yeah. Lights on your racing mind. Okay. Turn the lights on your mind. We're making some stellar progress. Getting some light shading in. Thank you. If you see anything that you want changed at this stage, let me know, because I'm using one layer, like I do for all my sketches. With the base layer just being what I use for a rough. Oh, there's only one layer. There's this layer and the layer I use for the base. You asked for just sketches. As in, not fully colored pieces. Oh yes, absolutely. Sorry, you confused me there for a minute. I totally misunderstood you there. At that stage, we'll add a base color layer, yeah. It's shading. It's just shading. There's a weird buzzing sound going on. Okay, so because it's black and white, what we're doing is we're creating layers to help show where things are. Here, I'll add another. So like, if I want to show what's facing forward, I make it lighter. If I want to show what's facing further away, I make it darker. It also helps show a little bit of texture so that we can tell what object is what when it's not all mixed together. Like when we get to the hair in a second, I'll be using a, what I would call is a gray 90. So it's a gray tone at about 90%. See how it kind of gives the illusion of almost having that brown tone that she has in her hair? And then what I'll do is I'll go in with a screen color and lighten it in certain areas. I'm happy to explain my process work. just because we're only using one palette right now. So a lot of the things that would normally be different colors aren't right now. I need color dodge. There we go. Yeah, remember when I sent you this sketch for Ryan and it was in black and white so you could see where all the directional light was coming from? That's why I did that, so that you could tell where everything is setting. It's something that I was trained to do for storyboard. The only thing it tends to mess up is the facial shading, because that has its own process that's supposed to be a little bit more careful. And I'm not really... But I do the same thing with my storyboards. So I start with all these rough drawings, then I neatly color over top of them to give the illusion of depth and space, and then I add a color on top. With Ryan's, I used a separate series of layers for hers, but I think it really just depends on the character. In the industry, we call these shading cues, because we make a bunch of them and they have to form a line, like hundreds at a time. You'd think it's because they're like little palettes, but no, it's because we have to make a bunch of them at once. I'm actually trained to be able to create a very, very loose, like a much looser than this scene, in under 15 minutes. What I'm doing here is actually taking care of my smaller details. See, where's the next layer? There. It just gives the illusion of depth a little bit nicer. And sometimes you'll have objects that are darker because that's the nature of what they are, like this chair. So having more dark layers helps indicate what the object is and how it's interacting with characters. You'll see what I mean in a second when I hide this other layer. Some artists will use line weight. I am not a line weight person. Line weights are their own thing, and I use it for very limited stuff. Like the body, to help describe movement. Oh, I'm gonna check my measures here. Hold on. How close are we? Oh, so much more. It's not growing either, which is worrying. The sun should be growing. Yeah, it would be somewhere on the floor. I have to mentally prepare for that. I gotta slowly get there. Right now I'm just going step by step to make sure the props are all in place. Because there are two things that affect the way a shadow casts on an object. How close it is, so like here it's darker because it's right near the foot, and if there are other things obstructing it. So technically, if I'm going to be super nitpicky, light is casting like this. So it's going over the wheel. If I'm being nitpicky, would go over the wheel and onto the ground. Something like that. But I'd obviously take a little more care in it. Not that that's bad. It's not too bad. Yeah. Not too bad. Because technically the whole underside of this chair is also a shadow. And actually the lighter shadow would be that cast from the foot. Because the rest of it is coming from The rest of it's coming from here? No. Hold on. It would be a small patch there. This would be here. Be like... It'd be like that. Which doesn't seem like it'd make a huge difference, but some people really like that attention to detail. I'd rather finish this one up first. So if you want to go to bed, that's fine. And we'll just work on the other two on Friday. I know it's like midnight. This will be done in an hour, so by all means you can go to bed and I'll just message you this one for approval. ETA. My acronym is blanking. Do you mean like, do I live in Eastern Standard Time? Yeah, it's gonna be at least an hour because I'm gonna nitpick at this, so feel free to go to bed. I'll just message you the finished piece. Oh, estimated time. Yeah, like an hour and a half. Because we're about a third of the way through the drawing. Well, every person's different, and if they're based on, you know, the people, then naturally you wanna kind of have that vibe felt. Oh, I almost dropped my microphone. That wouldn't have been good. That's the worst kind of ASMR. Ignis, my dude, you came. I was wondering when you were gonna get here, my dude. Well, you messaged me what it was like anyway, so it won't matter. Well, it's one of the things I love to do is bring people's designs to life. Guess that's kind of why I got into this job. So I shouldn't sound like I'm super super cocky about it. I just love doing it. And I typically draw for Pip, and she's like really energetic, so a lot of my stuff comes out with this sort of natural flow of energy that I don't normally get the opportunity to work with. So it's always nice. I do a lot of D&D stuff. People really like to hire me for that. I actually just finished a cool piece not too long ago for a father who his son is just starting to get into D&D, which I think is so cool. It's an honor to be able to do something like that. It's not bad. That's some darker lines. It's been a fun commission. I haven't done something like this specific since, let me think. When was the last time I did something like this? It might have been an Irwin drawing, actually, because I do love drawing my little guy. He's my favorite character. And the last time I drew him, let's see if I can find them. The fun thing about Irwin is he's like canonically glitched, so when I get the opportunity to draw him, has it been that long since I've drawn him? That can't be right. There must be more of him around. Wow, I guess I don't have as many drawings of him as I thought. I did some kooky Dr. Starlin stuff. He's fun to draw. But I am also a huge Sonic nerd, so that might be part of it. Gotta find the red brush. It's in here somewhere. But as you can see, I got a lot of brushes. Boop, boop, ba-doo, ba-doo, boop. Look at all these brushes. I don't think you said anything about her personality other than basics. But the drawing's complete now, so sure, I'll be happy to send it as a follow-up on the email. It was all pretty basic overview stuff, I think. Well, I'm keeping some of the facts that you mentioned about their interests in mind as well, so that I can kind of add that in there to help differentiate them. But I will make sure I dig in there and see if I can find what you mentioned. I'll show you what our current status is before you head off. Here's what we have so far. Alright, you have a great night, man. Oh, welcome to the stream. I'm not sure who the other person here is, but thanks for coming on board. Let me know if you can hear me, because we've had some issues.